Welcome back to Delta Hands. Painter and teacher Billie Bourgeois encourages unique individual expression. She's also very at home in her Baton Rouge backyard studio.
Each person has to feel that whatever that call is inside of them and make marks, write stories, sing songs, play music, whatever it is. Because then you are really, truly, I feel like I'm truly myself if I do this. I feel a connection with nature, with creation, some kind of connection, and I can't explain it. I am really myself when I'm in here by myself, making marks and making colors work and following my own rules on a painting, making it work. I have other artist friends who sometimes you get so frustrated with it, and I hear them say, and sometimes I'll say, that's it, I'm putting it up, I'm not doing this anymore. And I can't not do it. I feel so who I am. It's a connection to God for me. It's a spiritual thing, knowing that sometimes I'll finish a painting and I can't really tell you where it came from. I feel like I was just a channel for it to come through, and it just sort of happens, and I'll look back at it and I don't even remember painting that. I don't think I did. It's mysterious, and I think it's a wonderful thing. It's an honor. It's the fact that we are alive and that we are part of this huge creation. We think of how many galaxies there are, and then there's me, and there's you, and there's this other one. So for me, I think it's constantly a response to that. I paint to just make notes along the journey. And I think when we're drawing or when we're painting, we're dealing with that other mode of knowing, that other mode of thinking, which is more intuitive. And we do know it. We don't know how we know it, but we know it. And we know it because of all of the other experiences in our life since the day we were born, or even before we were born. We get information in all sorts of ways. And I think the least amount of information is what we get from actual schooling and textbooks. It focuses too much on that one way of knowing, that analytical, systematic way of knowing, and does not develop that other kind of knowing, which is more intuitive. And the arts are what, to me, develop that part of the brain. And I think if a person is going to really be a good thinker, both of those kinds of thinking have to be done. When I taught at the high school, and I taught art at Baton Rouge High for 10 years, and on Parents' Night, some of the parents would say, well, what do you teach in here? My answer was, I teach exactly the same thing that the math teacher teaches, and that the English teacher teaches, and that the history teacher, and the science teacher. I teach them how to think. It's the language of line and shape and space and color and dark and light, and putting it all together into some sort of composition. And there's a lot to be learned with that language. I had a wonderful teacher that a lot of people remember, Joe Yoder. And he taught me so much. And one of the things I remember him saying very clearly in a class is that you don't have to sign your paintings. No one really has to sign their paintings. When you make a mark, it's your mark. That's really your signature. The way you put the line down, the way you put the shape down, the way you put the color next to another color. It's the natural mark making, the natural way of picking up an instrument and making a mark, and nobody else is going to make it like you do. And I think the best painting comes, in my painting, the best painting I do is when I don't try too hard. When I paint it for myself, I paint it because it's what I needed to paint at the time. But I've had many people come up and say, yeah, I know that experience, or that image means so much to me. And that is always such a thrill, because I paint these for myself, and the fact that another person can hook into them and see something is just wonderful.
Next on Delta Hands, time in the studio of Professor Michael Crespo.